From the studio of TLC Talk Radio, you're in the mix with the Viber Mix with Tasha, Tamiko, and Fred. Don't forget to like us on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and yes, you are not crazy. You are not blind. Most of us are here. You can't really see Fred over in the background. He said that he was the ugliest person in studio. But we are back. Happy New Year, co-host.
Happy New Year.
Man.
Hey.
Welcome back.
New
Welcome
Year.
back.
What y'all name is?
What y'all name is?
I know it's been a long time.
Man, at the top of the show, we said, though, Tasha, Tamiko, and Fred. I'm going to need to focus a little bit, maybe.
I'm trying.
You trying to spend a long day?
It's been a long year.
Yes.
It really has.
To say that again.
So what has happened at the end of the year for us? Fred got married.
Yay.
Yay.
Yeah.
Nephew
yeah.
Jordan got a scholarship.
Yay.
Yeah.
A full ride scholarship.
A full
Right.
ride scholarship.
Girl, look at Jesus.
So,
I'm excited. I ain't even got no
yes,
kids.
God is good.
That's good stuff.
I could say that.
Yeah. It's been crazy. But, you know.
Life happens.
Life happens. And so that's why we've kind of been here sporadically. It would be just me or me and Tamiko or me and Fred. Or we'll never let Fred host alone, though.
We don't know how that would go.
No.
But for a small fee and a petition,
Right.
we can make it happen.
Right.
I'll be good.
Nobody trusts you. Nobody trusts you. We have a great show lined up for you. Our in-studio guest is Sequena Luckett, CEO of Boss Lady and business coach extraordinaire. And we had an opportunity to meet because we have friends in common. And someone said, oh, you need to meet her. And she's great. And, you know, I was like, yay, you know, ladies in business, us. And at the end of our conversation for her product and services, I was like, you need to be on a vibrant mix. So if you have a business or you're looking to develop your business, take it to the next level. I know that's really cliche, but if you are, this is a treat for you. Welcome to the show, Sequena. Yay.
Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Hello, happy New Year to everybody. It's 2018. This is
Yay.
like the year of growth.
Yeah. Remember when the year 2000 hit and everybody was afraid that the world was going to collapse?
Y2K.
Because
Oh,
because
yes. That was crazy.
I filled up my bathtub with water. 'Cause
Really?
You know, if the water supply was going to go down or the computers, for the water system. So at least I had water to flush the toilets.
I remember that was so crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody was waiting for it to just, everything to just power out, and nothing happened.
I remember I had just had Jordan, and my mom was like, come on, pack up. We're going to Tennessee for the weekend. And I'm like,
with my infant?
right. I packed up and I went along.
You just roll with what your mama says.
Right.
Yeah, 18 years
18
ago.
years.
Yep, 18 years.
Yeah, so growth development, that's good. Tell us a little bit about Boss Lady.
Boss Lady Maven. Lady Boss Maven, that's the name of the company, is I am helping lady bosses become more profitable in their businesses. So that's what I do. I am a success coach, so I coach you into getting your business to the next level, helping you streamline your business so that you can see potential growth and know what you need to do in order to get to that point. So that's where I'm at. That's what I do.
Now, how did this come to be?
I have been in business now for 2 years, but how it came to be was I was always helping people, like mostly lady bosses who needed help doing things. And for me, it was like, okay, I should charge for this. That's pretty much how my business started, where I was literally always helping people, because I'm a graphic designer by trade and a website designer as well. So I was always helping people grow their business and looking at things strategically. So when I decided to do it full time, it was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And now I have to start charging people. So stop calling me and saying
For free advice.
Which wasn't working out. So everybody was like, okay, now I'm ready. And that's how I kind of got started. And that was like 2 years ago.
What kind of resistance? Because that's interesting. Because everybody has, quote unquote a hustle, but that's very different than starting a business, right?
Right.
And so some people feel like, well, you're my friend, you should help me. What kind of resistance did you get from people who maybe knew you?
People who already know me, I get a lot of resistance from them only because they're thinking, oh my God, I really got to pay her some real money.
Versus that monopoly money they were going to try.
Right, that fake money that they
put
think they're
that
going to
in
give
their
me.
budget.
So I say to them, well, if I give you free advice, and this is what I tell my clients, if I give you free advice, then I need you to do something for me, such as post on my Instagram or, any of my social media so that people can know the work that I actually do for other people.
Right.
So, and that was a tidbit advice that I got from another success coach that, it was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So now I ask them to do something for me in return, so that's how I kind of just go with it. I'll say, hey, help me.
I mean, that's fair because it's, you're getting some advertisement and they're getting some information.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you can run across that a lot. Sometimes people get upset. Well, why couldn't you just tell me?
Right.
Well, I could, but are you going to pay my mortgage?
Right.
I still have to eat. And those are the things that I struggle with my clients on.
Okay.
Because sometimes they're like, well, I can't charge that much. People won't pay for that, And I'm like, yeah, they will. If you're giving them the right tools of your trade, they're definitely going to pay for it. So don't be afraid to charge, $2,000, $3,000 for a process or a program or a service that you offer. Don't be afraid to do that, because if you do, then they're going to see that resistance and they're going to say, oh, well, okay, I can give you like $200 for it, knowing what your worth is. That's the whole point. That's the whole purpose.
Okay. So how do you get your clients to overcome that?
It's difficult at times because people are like, well, what do I say? Well, you say, my services are $3,000 and that's what my service charge is. And shut up.
Yeah, I think some people talk themselves out of it.
They talk themselves out. Don't do that to yourself. Tell yourself, okay, I'm going to charge this amount, and that's the amount you're going to charge, then that's it.
I think it begins to sift out those who really want to be your clients.
Exactly.
Versus those who just want to try something and dip and dab.
Exactly.
Your Macy's does not, they don't say, well, you seem nice, I'm going to charge you $50 for this diamond.
Right. They don't.
They don't.
That's a good way to look at things. I'm thinking about Jordan.
Okay.
And he and I go back and forth with his fees for DJing. And he has that gift, I see. I'll be like, well, maybe that's a little bit too much. And he was like, no, Mom. No. He was like, this is what I'm going to charge. Either they want it or they don't.
That's really the it.
So the only thing I told him was, this is what you charge a school. You have schools that charge you. They have a budget.
Right.
But don't charge the working mother who has the Sweet 16 and has to pay for the dresses, the venue. Scale it back a little bit. That's a organization, and then this is an individual.
Well, I don't see it that way.
You don't see it that way? So
no,
I'm wrong?
Oh, boy. I actually, when I sit down with my clients, I let them they tell me what they want, and then we come up with a game plan based around that. So he may have packages that he offers. Okay, I'll do 2 hours or 4 hours or how many ever hours that he does it, but don't be consistent with what you do.
Right.
And the reason is, if you lowball yourself in the process of things, you're not making money on your own. So you still can't keep your lights on. You still can't pay your rent. You still can't do all those things. So be consistent when you talk to people. And so what? The school may have a budget of like $50,000 and you could charge $2,000.
Right.
But if the mother can't do that, then she's not your client. That's it.
Yeah.
She's just not your client. So you don't reach out to her. You reach out to the people that can actually pay you real money.
People on the DJ tip and the money tip. So Bulu Master is my friend. And so people say, you pay all that money for him? Well, first of all, I don't buy alcohol. So yes, I'm going to put the money in the DJ.
Entertainment.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense for me. Excuse me. But his price is what it is. And I didn't come in asking for a discount.
Right.
Now, I'm the little sister now, so I get a different deal.
Yeah.
But I certainly didn't ask for it because I wanted Bulu Master.
Right.
And so my client, you know, I was his client. That's what I wanted. You know, I'm not going to serve you, I don't know what a popular liquor is. Because that's just not what I do.
Goose. No.
But okay, fine. But you're going to have the dopest musical experience at my event possible. We might just have hors d'oeuvres, but
Little
You
finger
can bring your
foods.
own.
Bologna and crackers.
right. So maybe I might spring for Ritz.
The rich cracker.
Right. It's funny. A friend of mine told me that his wife was in a very similar situation. She made clothes. She was a designer. And her friends wanted all these homegirl discounts. And he had to come in and say, you know, I'm not being funny. He was like, but this is not a hustle for you. This is your life. And so, look, if they want to pay, you know, $20 for this blouse, then that's not your client.
That's not your client. And that's exactly right. I think we had a conversation about this a couple weeks ago with one of your friends. And I was telling him, like, Ralph Lauren,
Yeah.
Discovery is two different things, you know?
Very good.
Discovery's $10, but Ralph Lauren is $10,000.
Right.
You know, you got to pay for what you get. And you're not going to have a lot of clients, and that's okay, you know, especially with the prices that you're charging. Now, if you're that person that's only charging $200 for your services for 2 hours, okay, great. That's fine. People still gonna come back and hustle you. Trust me. They still
will.
gonna say, wait a
Yeah.
minute. Can I just give you $50 and buy you a beer or something? You know, that's
Right.
what they're thinking.
Right.
But you have to say, but you went to work all day and you can pay your mortgage and you can pay your lights. I have to do the same thing because this is not a side hustle. It's an actual business for me.
Right. This is what I do. This is how I eat. This is how I'm able to see at night when I get up and go to the bathroom because the light came on when I switched.
And you can't flip a
Wow.
switch and it's not coming on. That
Right.
means you didn't pay your bill.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And we're not down with that.
No.
Let me ask you this. Most of your clients already have a business.
I work with actually two different types of clients, and it just depends because I have several packages, which is what I was telling you. But a majority of my clients have existing businesses already. They're just ready to say, okay, look, I'm making $1,000 a month, but I really want to make like $5,000 or $10,000 a month. How do I get there? What do I need to do? And when I do talk to my clients or before their potential clients, before they even get started with me, I let them know this is not an easy feat. So don't think that you're going to jump right in and I'm going to magically sprinkle some dust on you and everything and you're going to make $10,000.
Voila.
Like, if
Every
it was
godmother,
that,
Sequena, can you help me?
if it was that simple, I would be making $20,000, $30,000 easily because I could sprinkle some dust on myself. So I have to tell my clients when they're starting with me, we going to put in some work. And this is what your goals are. So a lot of times I start with my clients with what their goals are. They literally have a packet that I have them fill out, and I really want to get down to the nitty gritty with them. Okay. Tell me what you're trying to do. What are you trying to accomplish with your goals? Are you trying to make $100,000 this year? If that's the case, what's my bottom line? You know, what can we do to get you to that level so that you're not, oh my God, she said she was going to make me $100,000 this year.
Right.
And it didn't work out. But
that's also the nature of business.
exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
there are ups and downs. You have to know that going in.
Exactly. And that's what it is. So I like to give people the perception to know, be realistic with me. You know, I'm really transparent with you. Trust me, because when I work, I'm real hardcore when I talk to my clients because I really want you to succeed. So if you're telling me, Sequena, hey, I want to make, you know, $5,000 a month and I'm only making $500, okay, that's a big number. But at the same time, these are the things that you have to do. You have to put out content to people so that they can follow you. You have to get the information that's needed to make people say, man, she knows what she's talking about. She knows what she's doing. That's what you have to do. You have to center yourself around that. So I have packages based on the different clients that I work with.
What advice would you give to someone who knows they want to be an entrepreneur, but they're just not quite sure what exactly it is they want to do?
My advice is to sit down. And I tell all my clients before we even get started, get you a journal. It is your business journal, okay?
Okay.
Any ideas that you might have, write it down. I'm serious. Like, I have a journal from like 10 years ago, and I was looking through it like, yeah, I wanted to own a T-shirt company.
Right.
You know, but it makes sense now where it probably didn't then. But get your journal. Write that stuff down. Get it under control in your mind, because you cannot go forward with your goals if you don't have an idea of what your goals are.
Got it. Makes sense. Makes sense. Do you do any work with non-for-profits?
I do work with non-for-profits as well.
Okay.
I'm still a little pricey.
Right.
I'm still a little pricey, but I do work with. My whole goal, my mission personally, is to work with as many women as I possibly can, where I can help them get to the next level. That is my That's my ultimate goal. That's my mission.
Awesome.
You know, because I feel like if I help one person, I've helped your family and generations to come. You know, because, you know, I'm teaching people how to do it so that they can teach others how to do the same thing that they're doing over and over and over again. So that's the reason I do what I do.
It's easy to be replicated. That's the point. Okay. So you give advice. What has been the most challenging kind of, don't say the name, but challenging kind of clients? What makes you say,
please.
no, don't say the name. What makes you go, what in the crap? You know,
What did I get myself
into? I reveal
into?
that, you know, my clients' names or anything like that. But challenging the most is when someone says they're serious and they're not really serious.
Okay.
That is the most challenging to me, because I can't force you to do anything. And, you know, I feel like you pay me this much money, you need to really be on point and ready to go. To me, that is the most challenging, because of, you know, you say you're ready, but you're not.
Are people afraid, or are people lazy? Is it a combination? What have you seen that'll kind of stop people from moving forward?
I think it's more fear than anything. I just had an instance where, you know, I gave her my price, told her everything. We were getting ready to sign off on the contract. Everything's ready to rock and roll. And she said, well, I really don't have this much money. And it's the scariest thing in the world to have to give somebody your money, and you don't know if you're going to be able to pay them next month or in 2 months. I get it. But sometimes that fear needs to just be your motivation. And it was for me when I have a success coach myself that I go to that gets me to the next level. And for me, I was like, man, I don't know how I'm going to pay her this money. I had not a clue. But I kid you not, the first month, I had 2, 3, 4 new clients. And I was able to pay her right off and was like moving on, trucking forward, doing what I needed to do. So that fear, it scared the crap out of me. It really did. And it's just scared the crap out of you. But at the same time, I'm not going to let that fear bother me. I can't do it.
It should be fuel.
It's my fuel. And it should be yours too.
Yeah. I get it. I tell a story all the time, you know, here on the show about walking away from good money when I was a teacher. But I was like, they gonna kill me. This is not how I want to go out. I'm the only kid my parents have left, and this is a wrap. And so in that regard, you know, fear fueled me. Or when I got ready to buy a house and that first contract came through and I couldn't sign it, I was shaking and crying. I didn't buy the house, but maybe that was Jesus going, not that one, boo, not that one.
You got another one.
Right.
But I can recall that fear. It was palpable. I was shaking. You know what I mean? And so you make these decisions and you're like, am I going to do this? Because it's safe. You know, excuse me. It's safe to stay with whatever. It's safe to stay in the job. Being an entrepreneur is difficult, scary, but I understand that it is so rewarding when you get to do what it is you want to do, when you get to help other people, you know, change their lives or motivate someone. What has been your most proud instance with the client?
My most proud instance with a client, and believe it or not, it's the most simplest thing in the world, was to actually get her to be confident. That was like the most proudest to me. When she came to me, she was starting to sell me. Okay. You know, she was selling the product, and I was like, okay, this is what we're going to do. I literally had her whip out her business cards and walk down the street and pass out her business cards to anybody who would stop and talk to her. And those people, a lot of those people became clients of hers.
Wow.
And it was a confidence building process for her where she was like, oh my God. Now she called me up like, isn't it time for you to buy? I'm like, really?
And she wasn't playing either.
And she was not playing. She was serious.
And that is key.
It's
because
key.
I think we probably all, I can think of a few small business entrepreneurs that I have met, and they're so timid, and it's like they're not confident with their product, and they actually have a good product or business, but they're so timid about it. So that's a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, but I had her do that on purpose. You know, it's just
Right.
kind of like one of those things. I want you to I say, you go to work every day, all day long, and you do for this job, this company, and they're making the most money off of you, obviously. Why can't you do it for yourself? Where,
That's it.
you know, bring that feel that fear and say, okay, I'm going to get out here and I'm going to do this. And I said, take your business cards. I want you to give your business cards out to 10 people. She said, 10 people? That's a lot of people. And I was like, girl, okay, here we go. I said, well, how about this? 5 people. 5 people you can walk past and give your business cards out to. And I said, and take their information in exchange. That way you can send them something for free, or you can put them on your email list because they gave you your information. So their information. So why not use that and start sending them out your newsletters on a monthly basis? And those people became clients of hers. Now she rocking it.
Wow.
Rocking it just because that one single, you know,
Exercise.
exactly pushed them out there and said, okay, now she calling me talking about some, ain't it time for you? I'm like, really?
Look
You
at
gonna
you.
tell me?
Like, look at you.
I said, yeah, you know what? I do need something. So I'm
Since you asked.
exactly.
Right.
Tell us about your vlogs and online presence.
My online presence. I'm all over. So I am on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, and I'm just starting to get my own. Well, I don't have a podcast yet, but I'm starting to
TLC
get my own.
Talk Radio is open, just so we're clear.
It's coming. It's
It
coming.
is right here and open. Welcome to the studio.
Welcome to the studio. So I'm trying to do a lot more, get more people involved more visually. So for me, I do a Lady Boss series, which you are a part of and will be during the course of the year. So I'm super
Yay.
excited.
And my episode airs on my birthday. Like, how exciting.
Hey,
What a
hey.
gift.
Right. So I really love to highlight women in their businesses. So I'm all about lady bosses, you know.
Okay.
So for me, I'm like, let's highlight the women that's actually out here doing something. Even if it's a small thing, it's something big. You
Right.
know, people might think, oh, this is just small. I'm not doing anything but baking a cake. But look at how many people you make happy when you bake that cake.
I need a cake.
You see?
Fred waving his hand over there, too. Like, cake?
He like, yeah,
I
cake. I
want some
like cake.
cake.
We are down with this.
So it's just that thing, you know. So for me, I'm all over. Let me give you my handle. It's at Sequena Luckett. It's really simple. Everybody should be able to find me.
Spell that for
Spell it.
me.
I know. SEQUENALUCKETT.
Ooh.
I know it's long.
Yeah.
My daddy loved my name, so he gave it to me.
That's so sweet.
SEQU. We're doing this live, people.
ENA.
Right.
ENA.
By the time you see the video, it will be on the screen.
CKETT.
Cool. Got it. Found you.
And that's your handle at all social media?
That's all social media outlets. I figured, I doubt if anybody else is Sequena Luckett.
Yeah,
So
agreed.
I'm the only
Awesome.
person out here named Sequena Luckett, at least
Awesome.
that I know of right now.
All right. No imposters. So before we go on to Fred's question of the day, what are your parting words to entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs?
My parting words is don't be afraid to just jump. Seriously. Don't be afraid.
That was for me. I feel like I should
That was
write
for
you
you.
an offering check or something.
Oh, okay. I like those. I like checks. I like checks. Checks in my bank account, zeros extra.
Yes,
I love it.
God.
And my word of the year is increase.
Okay.
So that is my power word of 2018 is increase. I am looking to increase my spirituality, increase my income, increase love. Like I'm looking to increase way more, at least 3 to 10 times more
this year
than I did last year.
Excellent. I think that's a great way to wrap up. Sequena Luckett has been with us. You're in the mix with the Vibrant Mix with Tasha, Miko, and Fred. And you know that we haven't been together in a while, and I'm almost afraid to let Fred on this microphone.
Don't be scared.
Don't be
scared.
Don't be scared.
Mic check.
Right. I feel like, okay, I got my hand on the mute button just in case
Right.
he gets
the
fouled.
first question of the year has to be some sort of a doozy.
Sequena, feel free to jump in if you want to, but you're not required to.
Okay.
But I want you to.
Well, so much pressure.
Pressure.
The question is, how do you know when you're ready to be intimate with somebody?
Stop reading my diary. Jeez.
I mean, how do you know when you're, it's not nothing's been done yet, but this is the person that I want to with.
You already know that's who you want to with, or you looking for the win?
You're looking for the win, whether it's somebody.
I guess everybody's looking for the win.
Right. Whether it's somebody, however you want to look at it, whether it's somebody you're dating and really like, and then you're ready, or if it's somebody you're just seeing and you want to take it to that level.
Okay.
Either way, how do you know when you're ready for that? You know how you getting to know them.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you can trust them and all of that stuff. Then you get to that moment like, yeah.
We're going to make you answer the question of the day first.
Seems
I can't.
like you're ready.
Why can't you answer your own question?
Right.
My wife would kill me. I can't.
Well, okay.
No,
you
well,
can't
I
answer
guess-
when it
no,
relates to her?
No, but I can't answer first. I asked the question. I'm Alex Trebek.
Shout out to Alex.
When, I was going to say, when?
It's
Right.
getting better.
I don't
Getting
think your
better.
name is Alex Trebek.
Yeah, you made that up.
No,
out.
but,
I think-
but y'all don't know, though. Y'all ain't got my birth
We're
certificate.
very clear on who you are.
Fred Woods.
Right. That's a doozy, cousin, because okay, so in some instances, we'll speak
I mean, it's different.
hypothetically.
It's different.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's per, it's per experience. It's per person. So
Right.
sometimes you're like, I'm going to have that
Right.
in about an hour.
right.
You just
That-
know.
That's math.
It's going to be on in a little while.
You know what I mean? Or it might be a couple weeks, or you might feel like, well, I don't want to rush anything. I'm really caring for this
Right,
person.
you really like them.
If I were using me as an example,
I hope so.
right, because I can't speak to other people.
Telling on yourself.
Which it is what it is.
Right,
I
right.
would, for me, right now, at this point in my life,
Like, what are you going to do tomorrow?
nothing. He gonna watch it like, what now? what we doing? Nothing.
Right.
For me, I'm at a new spiritual place. So it's really important to me that I don't jump into anything
Literally.
that or onto anything. I'm sorry, did we not warn you?
You did warn me at the beginning of the show.
Without being sure. Because I'm not trying to do this 2-3 more times. You know what I mean? As it stands, my way has fallen short. Not literally. However, see, y'all, I'm more like
There
Not
you go.
trying
There
to
you
do
go.
what 2 or 3 more times.
get married. establish a relationship, because my goal at the end is to be married. And so I'm not trying to be like, well, let's, I don't want to go to the dealership and test drive 5-6 more cars. I'm trying to let the next one be the one that I keep. Okay. That's the lifetime vehicle, if that makes sense. If that's a good enough analogy. Yeah. But again, everybody has, their own experiences, and there have been, listen, you like, I'm him
right now.
We leaving. You know what I mean? But we just got here. Out.
I agree. I feel like it's where you are, in your life. Girls in their 20s is a different story than women in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. Hopefully we gonna pray on that, okay? Right. But I do believe that it's all based on you and where you are in your life, so personally, you're like, okay, I'm looking for somebody special. You don't want to test, the car, test drive that car. So in your mind, you're like, okay, we gonna go forward. We're going to go on these dates. We're going to see how everything goes. And then you kind of make the decision as you move forward, depending on where you are in your life, in your situation.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Tamiko.
See how Fred's a jerk?
I agree with what both of you said. It varied the stages of where you were in the life. If you were 20, he looked good. Like, I want that. Bam.
Now
it is what it is. Now there has to be some type of attraction, chemistry, and I'm noticing now a big thing for me is connection, conversation. Is this just the gist of his conversation? Is this person trying to know anything about me other than just that? Because that's just one piece. Then it's a mood. It depends on the mood and where you are. Tasha wants to be married. I don't necessarily want to be married.
Right.
So it's
So you got Netflix and wine.
Nah, I'm not gonna say that either. I'm not gonna say that either. But it's sometimes I feel like you shouldn't deny yourself if it's something you want. Go for it. It is what it is. We're adults, and be safe.
Definitely be safe.
Exactly.
Because sometimes I just don't want to be bothered. That's just the extent of my involvement with you. So
get out. Good day.
This was fun. Bye-bye.
Maybe thank you.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Right. Bye-bye.
You are the weakest link. Okay, that was a great question of the day for 2018. You have been in the mix with the Vibrant Mix with Tasha, Tamiko, and Fred. Many thanks to our guest, Sequena Luckett. Yeah. Don't forget to check us out every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. on Vibe In Radio. That's right, a Vibrant Mix is a part of the Vibe In Radio family. Check us out at vibe-in.com. Don't forget to check out past shows on our website, vibrantmix.com, and follow us on all social media except Pinterest, because I just haven't figured that out.
Right. I don't think that.
Apparently, I need to talk to Sequena.
Right.
I'm here to help.
We will catch
for
you. Right. For a fee. Definitely a fee. A non-negotiable fee. We will catch you next week.
See you then. Bye.